Hello, and welcome to a special, fun-filled Sunday.
Don't you know it's fucking Sunday?
And uncomfortable silence. No, I'm just kidding. There is a plan. For the first time in the history of Sunday Funday, the short history of Sunday Funday, we're going to have silence after that little beginning piece of audio that we've been hearing for the past few episodes, because I want to take this time to introduce something kind of special. We've been cooking something up. We've been working on a little song, and I don't even know what to call it as far as genre is concerned or the name of it. I don't even really know. But we are going to play what we have made over episodes Sunday Funday numbers 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And we're going to take those 5 parts that we mixed together into our theme song. And I'm going to take this time to play for you our new Sunday Funday theme song. This is going to be what you hear at the beginning of each episode of Sunday Funday moving forward until we come up with something better. So, without further ado, here is the new theme song for Sunday Funday.
Fuck off, asshole! Leave me alone! Don't you know it's fucking Sunday?
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, the new theme song for Sunday Funday. We'll hear that at the very beginning of each episode from now moving forward. I think it's really cool that we were able to kind of do this together. Well, I was basically in a room by myself doing this, but you know what I mean. I was able to record an episode where you got to basically see firsthand how I spontaneously composed each part of the song. And I wouldn't, again, really even know what to call it. I guess it has its roots based in kind of synth rock, or, I don't even know what you would call that. But it's got elements of guitar and synthesizer and sort of randomized drums with a sort of deep, just straightforward 4 on the floor, kick and snare, sort of a groove that sort of brings it all together into a groove that you can at least somewhat follow throughout the entire thing. And, it's all right. It's not bad. I definitely think we can do better in the future. And that's what's cool about Reaktor, is we can continuously explore this thing. We can uncover new things that it can do, new features, new things in the user community. That brings us to our topic today. What I think I would like to do today is actually just spend some time working on some sort of randomized drum patterns. And I want to try to do this using some user community drum blocks that I don't yet own. So I'm literally just going to go through the process now of downloading these, and we'll go ahead and get into setting them up in my library and using them for today's episode. So I'm just going to get logged in and navigate to the community. I do have a shortcut here, but I'm going to go ahead and navigate fully here from the front page of Native Instruments. So go through the community link up top, and then Reaktor User Library on the right. I'm going to set my category filter to blocks and type in drum. Now, I'm going to go through and download what I know are some of what look like some of the cooler drum modules that I don't already have, and that's the point I want to That's what I want to sort of point out here. The point I want to make is that how many times can I say point? Point. What I want to say here is that some of these modules I already own. Block hi-hats. Looks familiar. That's actually Michael Hettrick's. That's part of his Euro React series, which I already own. So I don't need this one, right? I already own hi-hats 1.0. Same with drum 1.0. I already own those. But look at these. Niji. This is actually by Native Instruments. I don't own that. So let's look at this. Create your own custom modular groove box. Oh, this is actually made by Native Instruments. I've seen these in a couple of videos, wondered what they were. Niji. It's time to do it. Niji. Niji. I don't know what else you would call those. I'm really not sure. But there we have them. And I'll sort of download some of what I know are the cooler things and oops. I'm going to close this so that I don't accidentally hit another button that catastrophically starts playing a random YouTube video in my recording. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start downloading some of the blocks that I know I don't own. And something I want to point out here is that this guy, David Elson, has made a couple of eloquently named and easy to remember blocks for the drums. Sydney the snare, Henry the hat, and Kevin the kick. Meet these guys. And it looks like there's a couple of different versions. Like, look, you see Keith the kick over here, you know? So it's like there's some differences, I guess. There's a couple of different things. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and actually download sorry, that's not this one. I'm going to download what looks to be the 3 drum modules, Keith the kick, Henry the hat, and Sydney the snare. So, Keith looks like an updated version of Kevin, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. I may have to do a little more research to confirm that. But for today, I'm going to start with these 3. It looks like these 3 have the latest versions as well, as that's 2.10. And if I come up here and look at this is 2.10.1, here is 2.10.3. Right, so this is the latest version of everything, it looks like. So I'm going to download this as well. Snag Kevin, Henry, and Sydney. Very good. And what I'm also going to do is go ahead and download, let's see if there's anything else. Kind of looks interesting. Looks like we have about 3 pages of things to look through. Okay, see, some of these are more like ensembles, and I don't know that I necessarily want to download any ensembles, just blocks. I don't have. So what's this? The kick maker. Customize your own kick sounds with this block. That sounds good. Let's play. And then here we go, clank. Each parameter has a configurable envelope with start and end level. Bend, drive, pan, noise. There's all sorts of stuff in here, it looks like. Cool. So let's download this as well. And let's see what all we got. Got a lot of stuff now. So now let's close down the internets and let's get into a sensible Finder view here so that we can go ahead and set up our community library. So I know that I have a Reaktor blocks folder within the community library, And where I have access to this is when I hit the edit menu and come in here to library and switch this over to my head and shoulders. This is where I have access to all of my user library folders. So my community folder, my Reaktor blocks folder from there, and instruments, which is where I want all of this stuff to go. So I have access to it in a pinch. I'm starting to understand how I have all of my stuff set up. And what I want to do, actually, because right now, this instruments folder just has everything that's not organized yet. And I've been trying to create some organization to certain things, also respecting when things are released together, keeping those things together and sort of, the way that they come out. So for example, Niji drums, I may go ahead and include within the drums folder, but this is what I want to point out is I've started to create folders for different things. Oscillator, utility. I want to go ahead and create a folder here for drums and sort of use the same naming convention. Let's move this to my instruments folder, and this is where I want all my drums to live. So here we go. So the kick maker is an ensemble. I don't know that I want it. I want some instruments. Ensembles are cool, but I want to just get to the blocks. So we might try this the kick maker another time. I'm gonna go ahead and move it for now, just to make life simple. I know I definitely want the clank instrument, yes please. The K-Tech, yes please. Niji drums, yes please. And here's a VCO that I haven't even moved over yet either. So why don't we go ahead and take this opportunity to clean this up as well. Looks like these are all some VCOs. Yes. Let's move these over. Oh, these are all drivers. All right. So let's move these over here. There's a set of driver. What's Yang? Not sure. Yang. Until we know what you are, we will put you in the instruments folder. Thank you. And we'll go ahead and put ensembles in the ensembles folder. There we go. So see, I'm starting to get the hang of getting this organized here. And now we can move Yang out of here. You know what? Yeah, that's all I needed, right? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so drums, K-Tech, clank. So if we have multiples, I'll keep them in a folder. It's been my general rule of thumb. If we have ensembles, I'll move them out of here into an ensembles folder, but no, we have multiples here, so we'll keep those in a folder. That's cool, and then we'll keep those in a folder. Let's just get rid of, don't need those anymore. We don't need that anymore. And what we can do here is we don't need that anymore because we're going to move that out of the folder, parent folder, because it's just one item. And I'll keep the PNG with it. That's the thing. I don't know if it needs this PNG. It might. So I'm going to keep it with it just in case. And that's another thing. Does it need that folder? Maybe it looks for it in the folder. Don't know. Guess we'll see. So what I'd like to do is kind of just keep, okay, clank is here by itself. And then we have these folders which now have, I don't need two folders. Let's fix that shit right away, actually. There we go. This is, so I've cleaned this up as much as I kind of want to have this set up in my drums folder. That's how I want to navigate it. There we go. And now it's all backing up to iCloud for me as well. That's perfect. Here we go. So now if I come into instruments, I should have a drums folder. Excellent. And now I have inside of my drums folder, I have a clickety clank. What's this? Okay. Yeah, this might not work. Okay. Yeah, no, that works. Right? Yeah, that works. So let's just try that again. Kind of looks like it needs some interaction for you to see the controls. That's okay. That's fine. Whatever. So this is a drum synthesizer. Yeah, right? So that's what all these guys say they are. So that's kind of what I want to mess with today is sequenced drums. So we're going to leave our utility node in, our macro knobs and switches in. We're going to take our scope out. Let's actually get to a quad mixer. Here we go, mix 4. And let's start patching some stuff in. I'm just going to set up, I know, 2 channels of curve. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't need the shift sequencer right now. I dragged that in by mistake, but I'm going to go ahead and set up 2 of these, I know, for now. And we'll call this 1 and 2. Let's jump into the panel real quick and just make a little bit of sense. Okay, here we go. Moving right along. Let's dip into Digilog and drag our clock divider in here and get this going. Gate into gate. Let's I kind of want to get a somewhat of a couple of different kicks going. So I kind of want a somewhat slower division, like a half division, you know, like an 1/8 probably or something, maybe even a 4th, and we'll see. So either a 2nd or the 3rd, but we'll go with 2nd for now. And we'll save this faster one for something else, something a little more rhythmic, something else down the road, and we'll save some of these slower ones possibly for something else as well. But I know I want to try to set up a couple different kick scenarios using this. So I want to try, there's a couple things from the user community stuff I just downloaded that I want to try. So all right, digging in. Here we go. User community, not ensembles. We're looking for, this is not what we're looking for. What we're looking for. Sorry. Community, Reaktor blocks, instruments, and then the drums folder we just created. And I want to try this clank. Clickety clank. I'm going to try it out. Let's try it out. So let's send the mix to the gate, and I don't know if I want anything to control the pitch right now. Input for controlling oscillator pitch, an increase of 0.1 equals So what can we put there to control the pitch? I don't know if that even works. Does that even work? Oh no, that doesn't work. We can mess with that if we need to, but let's call this clank for now 001. And okay, we know that we're gonna need our amplifier and envelope. So let's drag that in. All right, let's jump into our panel. Start making some sensible placement choices here. I drag the clank in between. There we go. And this clock divider, you need to be up here. There we go. All right. Looking better all the time. Now we know that this is going to need to go up in here. Let's make a little bit of bass. And let's copy this down and call this 002, 002. There we go. Now, let's get patched into the mixer. Out 1 and 2. There we go. Left some friends behind. Let's kind of make this, yeah, that's not bad. All right, leave that there for now. And then we know it says out, left, right. It's almost as if let's see. Let's just take the left out of that for now. And then what I would like to also set up is part of the Niji drum series. Actually, not that. I want to use Keith. Let's use Keith. And that's definitely going to be 2. And we're going to use the mix of this into, what is this? Gate E. Event gate input, audio gate input. Yeah, right. That's an audio gate, I guess. Event gate. So that might be maybe for CV events? Don't know. Maybe we have some information? Not so much. All right. Even better. Unpredictable. So what we have here is Keith the kick. And we're going to move this guy into lane 2 where it belongs. And let's get the envelope and VCA into position here as well. And I'm really liking the look of this so far. And we'll have these 4 audio signals. Let's actually move our mixer out to the right so that it is, yeah, there we go. And then let's jump back in here and see what else we want. Yeah, why not? Let's do the snare. So let's set up the 3rd lane. And we know that's going to be another VCA combo. And instead of coming out from Keith, we're going to send out the snare into the audio in, and that will go into number 3. And we'll say this is 03. Say this is 03. And is that what we want? Yeah, that's fine. For now. And then what we want is another one of these. So that's what I'm thinking about now is we'll go ahead and send out the slower division here for the snare. I don't know how that's even going to sound yet, but we will try it out, And I'm going to preserve the name Sydney with its no info. Thanks very much. No, I'm just kidding. Really, I'm just kidding. I really do appreciate every contribution, every single contribution from the Reaktor User Community. And special thanks goes out to those guys. Those wonderful guys and gals that allow us to have these wonderful toys to play with. So now we have a drum synthesizer, a synthesizer set up specifically for drums. And what we can do here is we can go ahead and finish getting the panel set up, and then we can start having a play. So the wonderful reorganization of the panel, making everything look kind of the way you want. And let's, for right now, set up just a basic sequence on 1. And let's look at just basic curve like that. Sure. Let's look at curve in the opposite direction. I like that. Some of them randomly got set, some of them didn't. All right, let's try it out. Not sure what's going to happen next, but let's hit play. And we got nothing. So let's see what we got here. Definitely have this hooked up. We have this patched into the gate. And then let's see. Just heard something. So we may not even need the VCA. Oh, I know what the problem is. That's what's wrong here. So we also need to go ahead and send this gate out to the envelope. Duh. So let's go ahead and patch in the gates. Whoops. Let's patch in the gates to the envelope. And see, that should have done it, you would think. And another critical step that I missed is that we need to set up the VCA for modulation. And that's going to be an interesting thing. Do we need the VCA? Not sure. So far, we only have this first one making any sound. Yeah, it may not know what to think about this. Love it. We're playing with things we don't understand. We're playing with forces we don't understand, boys and girls. I wonder if we patch this in without the VCA, if this does anything. Let's see, so Keith is patched directly in to the mix. It's not doing anything. Got nothing. Yeah, see, it looks like it has stuff for envelopes and different stuff built into it. So I wonder if, like, maybe we don't need the VCAs and envelopes and stuff. I'm really not sure. It's kind of hard to say. I wonder if we should just try it out and see what we got. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. Doesn't know what to do with that one. Doesn't do jack. Doesn't do jack for that one. What about this one? We got something here. All right. Mm-hmm. ADR. All right, that's kind of interesting. I'm digging the clank so far. If I can get Keith to make some sound for me. Give me something here, buddy. What do we got? Anything? Do we know what to even do with something like this going into the gate? Maybe not. I wonder if we just take the signal right from the clock divider, like, you know, it is like saying it doesn't need this fancy shit. What if we just take, so we have a gate passing through here and trying to go to there, like maybe it doesn't even need that. Why don't we just take the gate from 2 and just pass it straight in and see what that does? There it is. There it is, son. Yep. We have something. Oh, and I love that. There's presets on this freaking thing. It's so cool. Yes, sir. I'm loving Keith in Sydney already. So sweet. Sweet. Now we need some modulation. So let's look at adding... What does this shift sequencer do? See, I'm not even sure. Step sequencing blocks. Let's learn this. Let's learn this another time. Why don't, for now, we do our old friend, the 4 mods. I just absolutely love this thing. And let's take a really fast gate out of this guy and just patch her up into some different stuff. All right, cool. And yeah, we can go ahead and patch in the resets. Sure. And cool. Now I think we can go ahead and put, it's okay right there. No, let's stick this guy up here. Let's just put it right there. That's all right. And yeah, let's start building in some flavor. Modulation wise, I always know that I love the let's start playing. That's weird. And really cool. I'm digging it. I am digging it. Let's see. Let's mark this. This is a 129. And this is cool. What's cool is I just want to explore, and I might take a few episodes and do this. I just want to explore some of the drum capabilities. And I felt like it took me quite a while for this particular episode just to explore how to set it up. Like I tried to set it up using my traditional know-it-all methods. Okay, like it needs an amp, it needs an envelope, but no, like a lot of these drum, like these smart, and these are fucking smart. These smart sort of drum tools, these things have what look like basically envelope controls built in, you know? And basically, like, I have this fancy shit set up, but look, this is patched directly into these. So that means that number 2 and 3, bye-bye. We don't need these. So now if we even put all of our stuff on one, so that makes me wonder, do we even need this one? Let's just find out. Because as I said, I'd like to take some more episodes and explore this. See? Now we have the clank doing weird stuff. You may spend another 5 minutes. And this is really cool. And see, we can set up some drums really easily without the need for envelope control. Amp, yeah, see, it's got this built in. Let's see what the clank's got going on just by itself. Huh. Just all sorts of cool stuff. Yep. That's what I wanted. I kind of wanted something straight with a little random something involved. Sweet. I love that there's so many presets and you can just click through these things and see what this thing's made of. Well, I think that'll probably do it for today's episode. Until next time.